A couple of days ago, I accidentally went viral for a video I did last week telling women to marry a nerd.
You know, back when I was still having sex with men who wore Adidas slides and dirty white socks, you know the ones.
Ugh. Brother, ugh. What's that?
This is disgusting. Ooh.
What's that, brother?
Nasty bitch.
I wish I could tell me then that I'd be married to like a whole ass pediatrician sitting outside in our backyard by the fire he built me, drinking an old fashioned, waiting for him to come downstairs to join me because he's putting our kids to bed. Marry the nerd.
Right? Because look at, you're useless.
Who's advocating for the average man?
Wait a minute.
Fuck you mean?
Y'all saw that, right?
What is going on YouTube? It is your boy Rome back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. So this Marry the Nerd woman has gone viral in the last week or so, and during that span she has spent some time making videos in response of everybody reacting to what she said about marrying her husband. And I wanted to share a little bit of both with y'all because, for one, I think it is going to get a better context of why she got the response that she did, and also give a better understanding to the women that were defending her why men reacted the way that they did. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
A couple of days ago, I accidentally went viral for a video I did last week telling women to marry a nerd. I also made the cardinal mistake of admitting to having sex before I met my husband. I'm guilty of the exact same thing their mother is, having sex. I'm not guilty of having sex with a dumbass. That's true, but still. In my video, all I was trying to do was tell women to not have sex with the type of men who produced the dudes in my comments. And men from all across the internet are making think pieces about it. You know, I'm a slut, I'm a skank, I got trains run on me, my husband was my last option, I settled, he settled, may this love never find me, that kind of thing. And before I met my husband, I used to eat men like that, like the ones in my comments, alive for funsies. And I know, the joke, oh, you used to swallow dick to it. Oh, God, make better jokes. You guys have been telling the same fucking jokes since like the Salem witch trial.
Sweetheart, you telling the same jokes throughout this video now. You what, ain't even, good God, not even a minute into it, I think. I'm like, this is like 5 minutes, y'all, so y'all gonna have to bear with me.
Like, you know in The Wizard of Oz when the lion tries to scare Dorothy and she like goes like, what the fuck are you doing? And he goes, oh, I'm actually like, I just need some courage. Like, a lot of you are just trying to figure out how to be a man. And that's how it comes through. Like, you're really that mad that you took time out from your job at Publix to do a 45-second think piece on a married woman talking to other women? I don't see the masculinity in it. A lot of you glitch when you hear that a woman has had sex before she met you because you know that you could never measure up in real life. All that practice you've had in your room in the dark with the flashlight, you know, the thing with the vagina on the end, but it looks like a nightlight. You already know that you would never measure up in real life. And a woman who has had sex with a human would know that, which is why a woman having sex before she met you scares the shit out of you because you know you're cooked. I saw this study the other day that said 50% of you have never even asked a woman out in real life. Guys, 50% of you have never even grown the cajones it requires to walk your little ass across the street and ask a woman you think is attractive for her number. And you're in my comments trying to flame me for dating 10 years ago. baby. It's giving you're a virgin who can't drive. I use the euphemism, look it up, of dirty socks to talk to women who is my main target about dating the type of men that ultimately don't align with you long term. Now, the men I dated were in like law school, med school, like, you know, working at Goldman Sachs and stuff like that. So like, it was a euphemism. I wasn't actually talking about like you, like, no. Y'all are the same dudes talking about Russell Wilson's so gay. Can you imagine stepping up and like raising a child that wasn't yours?
The fact that you mention Russell Wilson is proving the man's point. But let's continue. I'm gonna just let her. But I just had to stop her when I heard her say that, because I'm like, yeah, because now you telling on yourself. Because now we know who you really are.
Before your shift at the Piggly Wiggly, the audacity. The same men who tell women who have had children that they're run through, like your mom was. Like, the misogyny is never gonna fly for me. I'm entirely too smart. And frankly speaking, I blame my father. I have entirely too much money at my disposal to give a shit. The amount of you that look like demigorgons, like true demigorgons, telling women that they are passed around. Sorry, hold on. The married women in my comments are like, yeah, I love my IT nerd. I love my software engineer. I love my neurosurgeon. And you guys heard nerd and heard what exactly? A nerd, here, I'll put the definition here. You can find definitions of all kinds in a dictionary. It's a book that has words in it. We'll talk about it later. A nerd is just somebody who's really smart. I just told women to marry smart men. That's it. I married a smart guy. I didn't marry a smart guy because I trapped him. I married a smart guy because we were both at the same grad school. And we ran into each other. That's probably why I don't run into you. Do you know the kind of man it takes to deal with me every day? My mouth? I married.
The only type of man that's gonna deal with you is the type of man that lets you walk all over him, and lets you be the boss while he paying for everything. Oh man, I'm not even gonna do that to her. But what I'll do is I'll leave the link in the description to her page. As soon as y'all go to it, one of the first videos y'all gonna see is a video on what looks like a picture of her and her husband. As soon as y'all see what her husband look like, y'all gonna understand why. The only man I ever met, I didn't want to eviscerate. I married the only man I ever met. I didn't want to flame and break apart because I could. But you make it easy. And I look at your comments and you guys basically circle jerking each other. And all that comes through to me is how weak, how unoriginal, and how small you are. And dude, it's like a few more seconds left. I'm not gonna let it play anymore because all I can hear is how weak and how unoriginal this take and this whole video in response is, because it was literally just filled with insults. Literally just filled with insults. I tell you, bro, like, this woman really thought she said something. She ain't say a damn thing. What I'm about to say is probably going to hurt a few men's feelings, and that's okay. That's all right. They're all right. When I was a kid, my dad used to say, grown men don't dance. When I would ask him why he doesn't dance, like at parties and stuff, he said, I never learned how to dance. I was too busy working. I think that same thing applies to social media. Grown men who are gainfully employed are not in women's comments writing weird shit. Like, I feel sorry for your husband. My wife would never. You don't have a wife. You work at Metro PC. You don't even have health insurance. You don't have a wife. Get off the internet. Go be a man. The ultimate silence tactic. See? More sign language, bro. Her responses are riddled in sign language. It tells you everything you need to know about this type of woman, bro. That's why men are feeling sorry for your husband. You showing it every time you make a video responding to everybody, and you showed it when you decided to make that video. As a matter of fact, I could save y'all the trouble. Give me 1 second, y'all. That's that right there. That's her husband right there. Okay. So supposedly, you know what? I'll show you better than I can tell you, because clearly she don't understand what's going on.
You know, back when I was still having sex with men who wore Adidas slides and dirty white socks.
The funny thing about that video and about the conversation going on around that video is that every man that is offended by her take is making it very evident that they are the one that wears the Adidas slides and the dirty socks.
Do you know how dumb you sound? Do you know how dumb you look?
And clearly she ain't the only one that thinks this way either. Oh my God, bruh. Now do y'all understand why I be saying they slow? This is how slow they are. They are so slow that they think that the men that are the ones complaining are the ones that were. They think the ones that are complaining in the comments are the ones that cracked already and probably didn't want to take her serious.
You stupid.
For real? Alright, again, I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you.
You know, back when I was still having sex with men who wore Adidas slides and dirty white socks, you know the ones. I wish I could tell me then that I'd be married to like whole ass pediatrician sitting outside in our backyard by the fire he built me, drinking an old fashioned, waiting for him to come downstairs to join me because he's putting our kids to bed.
Now they eating her ass alive for this take, right? I don't think she said anything too crazy. Here's the problem. When you're a married person giving a take on relationship stuff, instead of saying, back when I used to have sex with these men, how about you say, back when I was dating these types of men? When you put it like that, this is what people think of. They see your husband as him. This is.
Thank you. Thank you, bro. And y'all are gonna understand when I see, bro. The thumbnail that I made for this video itself is man, come on, bro. You mean to tell me she didn't stop and think about that when she made that video? This is exactly where men were thinking when they said that because of how she worded it, bro.
Your husband right here. You see what I'm saying? And no one gave them that mental visual but you. You see the dirty socks with the slides back when you used to have sex with them. This is what they're seeing. And here comes Mr. Prince Charming. He did everything right. He got the flowers. He coming to marry you. You gotta think about how you make that man look. Also, I gotta say this. Why do y'all make it y'all mission to spite the people you used to date when you're married and happy? You know? Why is that a thing? Like, why do you feel the need to put that group of men that you used to indulge in? Like, you used to like them musty balls smacking your booty hole. We gonna get vulgar, let's get vulgar. You used to like that. You said it. You the one who told us you used to have sex with them. So, like, you clearly used to like that. You used to get wet for that. Why are you making it your mission to down talk them when you're married to the great man? You won. Why are you harping on those other losers that you used to date? When I see people like this, I genuinely think that they are losers as well, and they won with a person. You feel me? And they're gloating like, I won. Yes. I'm a loser. I was a loser with all of y'all, but look who I found and look who saved me. Yes. Because let's be real. You were having sex with losers because you were a loser. You found a winner and he brought you up. Man, it's just, that's such an icky feeling. And we really just feeling for your husband. Cause yuck.
You know, back.
And she doesn't like that. And as you can clearly see, man, she's a bit of a misandrist, to say the least. Which is crazy to see because it's like, and it gets, again, it proves my point. That's typically the prototype of man that they end up dealing with, bro. These type of women with this misandrous mindset.
I use the euphemism, look it up, of dirty socks.
It's kind of funny how she used euphemism incorrectly here.
About dating the type of men that ultimately don't align with you long term. Now, the men I dated were in like law school, med school, like, you know, working at Goldman Sachs and stuff like that. So like, it was a euphemism.
So they worked at Goldman Sachs, but they had dirty socks and slides. Unless you were talking about their character, which you were not, and then it just doesn't make sense. Also, this lady said that she didn't care enough about the comments, but then proceeded to make a 5-minute, 30-second video. And it's crazy how in the entire video, she didn't mention our gripe, which is you embarrassed your husband. That is literally it. We don't care about what you did in your past. If you listen, for me, if you want to be a hoe, if you want a hoe, I don't really care. But you're embarrassing your husband on the internet. That's what we care about. This lady tried to spin it and say that, oh, we're saying that she's ran through. Like, no, you're saying that. You're saying that you miss those guys. Like, that's not, what? Also, it's clear to see that comedy isn't hereditary. And for all the people saying that I'm milking this situation, she's making multiple videos about this. Like, I mean, it's just so interesting. It's actually so interesting seeing someone evade the actual talking point and just attacking low-hanging fruit. Like, it's so easy for me, if I make a video and some girl talks about it, for me to say, oh, unattractive women, less desirable women. But why are you just not attacking the argument? That's what I don't get. Like, you're talking about like the lowest of the low men are the ones talking about your video. No, there's been plenty of creators who have made videos that you wouldn't say that they're that. Anyway, this is my last video on this because I do need to make my pandering videos. So this is a little off-brand. But yeah, Marry the Nerd.
I'm mad as hell, bro. He said, because I got to make my pandering videos. So he flat out telling y'all pandering. I bet you the women probably still eating that shit up. Hilarious.
Now, so many guys were upset about that video about marrying a nerd. And I was waiting for Dana Dane to come through with this view she had on the whole situation, because she was able to find another guy that said that he wasn't trying to date no 9s and no 10s no more. He was settling for more unattractive women because you could get more, more peace or whatever. However it was, he was saying the same thing. But when I got to thinking about this thing and the way Dana broke it down, it don't feel good for somebody to know that you are their second choice. And could this possibly be the reason? Y'all listen to me. Could this possibly be the reason why a lot of marriages fail? Because at the end of the day, when a person figures out that you are their second choice, their whole attitude, their whole demeanor, everything in your relationship gonna change. If a person ever finds out that you're their second choice, you know what I'm saying? Like this man was saying, or like she said. Now, I don't know how her relationship going. It's probably fine and good. But just imagine for a minute. You married to somebody. You might be hanging out with your homeboys and homegirls, and you said something like Dana said. My old lady might not be a 10, but she done held me down. Or a woman might say, my man might not be all this and that, but he sure pay my bills and stuff. And just imagine for a second, the world is small. Somebody came back and told your significant other that you ain't the person that, you know, they really wanted to be with. How would that make that person feel? Do you actually think that person would feel the same way about you and treat you the same way? The answer to these bad marriages breaking up and all this stuff is right here. Because people marry people for convenience and not who they're really attracted to and not who they really want. That's why I have a high respect for people who choose to remain single, because they cannot get what they want. Because they know if they don't get what they want, in the end, they're not going to be happy. And the hurting feeling is to come and hear it from somebody. And you know for a fact, they got to be telling the truth that you was not your husband's first choice or your wife's first choice. How can a marriage last when you know you was the second choice? So at the end of the day, it's not a flex to know that, hey, I got the ring, and you know for a fact that person wanted to be with somebody else. You was the second choice. That's not a good feeling. And I think that's why marriages fail. That's why marriages fail. When people actually find out or know for a fact you were their second choice, how can they still treat you the same? I admire, I'm gonna say it again. Stay single until you find the person that you really want. Don't go and be with people and be their second choice because they was convenient. I like that video she put up. I knew Dana Dane was going to come through. And I've been thinking this for a long time. That's why marriages fail, because people are with the people that they don't really want to be with, and it's their second choice. And when that person finds that out, second choice, I'm the second choice, now they start dogging you out and cheating because they know you don't really want to be with them.
That sounds all fine and dandy. I actually agree with her to a certain degree, but here's where I disagree with her. First of all, comparing marrying a nerd versus women that are 9s and 10s are two completely different things. You're comparing looks to essentially a how can I say, some form of a prototype of a man. But I guess by nerd, they're trying to go off a character or what have you, or whatever the case may be. And there's also a fundamental flaw that is being left out. Men aren't making videos like this and embarrassing their women for the world to see on social media. That's the difference that y'all are not bringing up. So even if it is true, which I don't disagree, I believe men say the same thing, but the difference is that men aren't going to say this shit and post it on social media and be like, oh, okay, this is okay to post, and none of the women should be upset that I said this, because we know we're going to get the same reaction if one of us would have fucking said it. So with that being considered, I find it a little funny that y'all are getting so goddamn defensive about it. But then again, I shouldn't be surprised, because like I say all the time, women are morally biased. They're not morally superior. Y'all let me know what you think about this, man. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. That way y'all know when I'm uploading. Hit the like button, because it helps with the algorithm. It helps me reach a broader audience. Also look out for the travel vlog channel as well as the rant channel. Both links are in the description. Until the next video, y'all. Deuces.